Hey guys, good morning. It's Tony. Before I start the video, I want to say please like, subscribe, and comment. And if you want to join the Patreon, you can join at patreon.com/but-I'm-not-a-trader. Oh, I want to say that I am still bullish. I was bullish yesterday on this 8-hour closing towards the upside. Immediately rejected, so it was pretty great to see this on demand and seeing this short happen super fast. So once this broke to the high and it closed, I got out of shorts. I did not get into longs because I wanted to see a retest, right? Once it retested and it broke down, immediately got back into shorts, and me and the whole chat rode this all the way down, which is super awesome. The only thing that I do regret right now is not longing this overnight, because I knew this was gonna pump up overnight. Every single time we see a big drawback like this, you usually tend to pump into the next day. I did not think that we would pump this hard to the upside at 436, but the 4-hour is going to be closing bullish in about 16 minutes, and you do have some super heavy buying power here. So I would not be surprised today or maybe within a couple of days to see a retest of 438 all over again, right? I would not be surprised to see that, but then an evident dump again. The daily did close bearish, right? So I can see us, coming all the way back up and then retracing. But I think for right now, I am bullish for today, possibly back up to 438, maybe 437, 36. I think for now, I think the longs for today are kind of out of question. I don't think I would long anymore, because you've already moved way too much pre-market, right? You went from 434 to 436, so you already went up $2-3, right? And I would definitely not long here, right? At open, if I actually held longs overnight at open, I would immediately I would take profit and I would immediately start shorting, right? Because I am more bearish on the longer term, maybe for the next week or two. But I would definitely not long at open. You could definitely still keep pushing up, but I think the risk isn't there anymore. I think the return isn't there anymore, right? And if you do long at open, you're essentially just kind of like gambling, right? Whether it's going to keep pushing or not. I actually have a martingale position on Forex, and I'm going to add, once this closes, once this 15 minute closes, I'm going to add more to the martingale position. But as of right now, yeah, I'm pretty fucking bullish towards the upside. That 4 hours is going to close in 13 minutes. I can kind of expect something similar to this, where you come back and you hit this and come right back down. But honestly, at this rate and at the velocity that we're actually pumping like this is a pretty big candle, right? So if we end up closing another 8-hour candle above this trend here at 436, 438, another 8-hour candle above this, then we might actually keep pumping to 445. So, I think it really just depends on what happens in the next couple of days. And I think CPI is like next week or something. So, if we keep pushing and you actually close another bull candle, an 8-hour candle above this, I don't know, man, I might actually turn bullish right away as soon as that happens, because that's, essentially that's my bullish sentiment, right? If you close an 8-hour candle here above or over weekly resistance, right, I'm gonna have to get out of shorts again, because there's too much risk that you can keep pumping to the upside, especially with this much pressure. Look at that. Just 2 straight hours of just nothing but huge pumps towards the upside. So yeah, I can definitely see this going a little bit higher, right? And for this to keep pumping for a while. But you're zooming right now. Again, I'm not gonna add shorts until we close this 15-minute bear trigger. And if we do close that 15-minute bear trigger, how hard are we gonna drop, right? Are we gonna drop like this and then pump, right? Or are we actually gonna drop and break lows, right? Because again, I'm not longing here. I'm just waiting for this 15 minute to close on this retrace, right? If you do end up not breaking lows here, right, or coming back to like the top of this 435 level, I might just get out of shorts just to take off risk, because we could definitely retrace and then keep pumping, and that 4-hour is going to close bullish in 15 minutes, 11 minutes. So yeah, I think I might offload risk today. It seems like the smart thing to do, especially going into the weekend, right? And then CPI next week. But the move was actually holding longs overnight into today in the morning. And I actually had, I think, like a 10K, 15K position in calls on SPY, and I ended up selling before the market closed, which was a huge mistake because I knew we were going to have some sort of pullback or some sort of retracement like this overnight. It was just logical, right? It was like the logical thing to happen, and you're still pushing towards the upside, right? And all this pre-market move is huge. This is a huge pre-market move, right? This is like a $3 move on SPY. So, right, look at that. That's what, 435. That's a $2 move on SPY pre-market. Huge, huge, huge. And I had 432 calls, so those would have been, and there were zero DTEs, right? So it was like 10K position, zero DTEs. Those would have easily been up 100, 150%. So I don't know, we'll see. I'm bullish towards the upside, maybe a little bit more towards this 435.93 level before you essentially come back and drop again, right? But again, you're very, very bullish right now on the indices, and I'm pretty sure that for right now, right, if you keep pumping, if you close this 4 hour, right, I want this 4 hour to cancel in order for me to get into shorts, because as long as this stays bullish, right, as long as this stays green, you'll probably, the sentiment is still towards the upside and you're still under a bullish week cycle. So overall, still bullish for today. Just be mindful. I wouldn't recommend longing here, right, because you already moved so much pre-market, so you can definitely come back and retrace. The only way that I actually long, right, is if you come back down and you don't break these lows here, right? So we'll see what happens. You're definitely moving hard right now. You're moving 434. Yeah, you're pushing some real heavy candles right now. So we'll see what happens at open. I'll see you guys later. Bye bye. Still bullish.